well, if that's the case, then we call order.
I need to do minutes, right? Or do I need to do minutes?
I don't have video.
She's in town.
Oh, okay. I thought she was-
She's just not feeling well.
Oh,
She might be sick.
got it. Eileen, you back?
I'm here, but I don't have a video option for some reason.
Do you need to, are you taking notes for this one?
Yeah.
Minutes?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm taking minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, then we can at least get started here.
7:05.
Did everybody get the 705? Did everybody get the documents that have gone around?
Yeah.
For the pulling everything up here. To agenda.
Oh, there's David Wanda.
Hello.
I see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
I like the sad panda.
Yeah, I've never been accused of being handsome, so I apologize.
I'm the same old man. We're all good. All right, so if that's the case, let's go in the room here then. It looks like Max, Cynthia, and John Wendland are not with us. So yeah, roll call. Eileen, you're here, right?
Here,
We're calling in from you.
Yeah, where are you calling in from, Eileen?
Royal Oak.
All right, Willie, where are you at? You calling in?
Hello?
Are you calling?
Hello?
Willie, are you
Yeah, I'm
calling?
having a tough time hearing with the echo.
Sorry, are you calling in from Royal Oak?
No, I'm calling in from home in Southfield.
Southfield, got it, okay. David, where are you calling in from?
Calling from Royal Oak.
All right, excellent. And make sure there's nobody else in our waiting room here.
I wonder if I called in on this phone. We have better sound. We can try it next week.
All right, I think that's it. And Noah is from Royal Oak, correct?
Yep, you'd be right.
All right. If that's the case, then we've got Mike here.
I'm Royal.
Thank you, Marilla.
And Judy's joining us in person. So, all right, then that will be it. So it's Mark. It's Max. We got a hold of him. We're also not sure what John Winter is dealing with right now. We're going to try to reach out to him and see how he and his son are doing.
Hold on a second. Have you been vaccinated?
Yes.
So have I. You been
I've
vaccinated?
got the first shot. I'm going tomorrow, actually.
Well, you've had COVID, right?
Yes.
Because I think we can drop our masks
Okay.
here, yeah, so they can hear us better.
Got it. How's that? Is that better?
Maybe.
Maybe not. All right. Did everybody get the agenda for May 11th in the PDF form sent to them?
Yes.
All right. If that's the case, can I get a motion to approve the agenda for May 11th, 2021 as submitted?
I'll make the motion to accept as submitted.
All right, Mike with the first, and can I get a second on
I'll
that?
second.
All right, Judy, second. All right, David, yay or nay?
Yay.
Eileen, yay or nay?
Yay.
All right, Willie, yay or nay?
Yay?
Excellent. Judy,
Yay.
yay. Bud, yay. Okay, excellent. All right, and if that's the case, then agenda is approved as submitted for May 11th. I'm going to check to make sure we don't have anybody in the wings for public comment.
We don't, they would show up.
Yeah, they would show up. All right, so nobody has shown up for public comment. Shrink this back down. Okay, if that's the case, a draft version of the minutes from May 4th were sent around. I wanted to know if everybody got a chance to take a look at those. They were the the May 4th, 2021. That's for us starting at 7:03. And Max was at that one too, so we'll have to talk to Max about Max number of days off. But apart from that, did everybody get a chance to take a look at the minutes? The draft minutes from last time.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
All right, we got a first from Mike to accept the minutes for 5/4 as written. Can I get a second?
I can second.
All right, Eileen seconds. All right, David, yay or nay on accepting the minutes?
Yay.
That sounded very serious. Okay.
Willie, yay or nay? Willie, yay or nay on accepting the minutes?
Yay.
All right, sorry about the echo. We're gonna try something a little bit different next time, with the microphone here. Eileen,
Yay.
all right, Mike, yay. Judy,
Yeah.
all right, then we have minutes accepted as submitted. And okay, good. If that's the case, Steve is not joining us tonight. I'm not sure.
I know, he just said he wouldn't be here. He did have one report, which is that he's meeting the gentleman from the parade company on Thursday to make sure the parade can make all the turns it needs to.
Okay, so that would be Paul Jersey from the parade company, who's actually gonna do an on-site visit. They're gonna drive the route, both up Main Street, and then to see if turning right onto Third and then turning right onto Troy is going to work, or whether or not we have to, Steve had floated the idea of possibly just keep going to 11 to find a turnaround there. But what we can't do is risk jostling a bunch of 90-year-old women on a float. So they're gonna be handling that one on Thursday. So I'll follow up with Steve after that. And so if that's the case, then let me pull up my. Moment. And here we go. Okay, so for the chair report, the float, the progress on the float, the paint, we got bought a gallon of Bear paint that I'm donating, sending it down to parade company. I actually have a meeting with Paul in the morning to go over the solution they came up with. He's actually skinning the sides of the float with Luan, so we have a nice flat surface all the way across. And he and the people there are going to put the base coat down. I will go down and actually be painting like rivets on in between here and the parade, and all the graphics have been designed for the side to make that look like the Flying Fortress plane. And we're going to get those printed here in Royal Oak. Thank you to I think it was Willie who hooked us up with the Post 346. Was that you, Willie?
Pardon me?
Was that you that hooked us up with Post 346 for Chaplain Dale Baxter?
Yeah, I saw that in the message today that you did get a chaplain, right?
Yep, yeah. So Chaplain Dale Baxter, Post 346, has agreed after several people declined and found out they couldn't do it. He did agree to give the invocation of the benediction at the ceremony. He's a 22-year Air Force veteran. Worked on, he was an aircraft mechanic, did a lot of work on the A-10. And so he's the current chaplain of Post 346. I shared with him some past invocations and benedictions and whatnot. He's very excited to be with us. So next is the messages that we sent out to the participants.
Yeah, that went out.
So that we sent out a message to them, and then the next one that we're going to be sending out is, as we get a little bit closer, is the order that Judy and Willie had put together. We're also going to be reaching out to the commissioners now that we have, we had talked the other day here in our meeting, was it Monday?
Yeah.
Our impromptu meeting here on Monday. What we're probably going to be doing is actually getting rid of the viewing stand altogether because it would take too long to tear down afterwards. Mesa Grill over there on Main Street had offered up their raised patio platform thing that's out front to be a location where all the commissioners and their families can sit and enjoy the parade and actually have sort of a blocked off area where they don't have to be social.
Yeah. So you talked to them?
Oh, yeah, they were happy with it. They
Awesome.
said, so long as nobody trashes the place and so long as everybody's kind of up and out of there by about 10:30, they said, absolutely. They were happy to do that. And,
Great.
and I'm sure it doesn't hurt that, they'll probably get the camera pointed at the Mesa sign
Right,
to
right.
show that, the folks there. But, so yeah, the city commissioners, we're gonna run that by them, but we have that as an option for them so that they don't have to kind of be up on this raised platform, and be socially distanced on something, the platform which really wasn't designed for social distance. So this will give them a chance to kind of spread out a little bit. The one thing they did say is their chairs don't usually get set out until 10:30 on that. So if DPW has chairs that we can kind of put in there for them,
Okay.
we have to make a note to ask DPW for chairs for the however many commissioners and family members are going to have there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So and along that line, I did call the Royal Oak Animal Hospital, which is down. I assume the Royal Oak Animal Hospital is roughly where the parade float for the Rosies is going to go. So if we've got Legion, VFW, Royal Canadian kicking off the parade, and nobody's in front of them, I would assume that do we have sheriff in front or behind those? The sheriff Bouchard.
Sheriff Bouchard is in the
Right.
air, but the police and fire are ahead of the Rosies.
Okay.
Our Royal Oak Police and Fire.
Right. So I don't know, we've usually got one of the long trucks, but I don't know how much square footage that usually takes up. So if it's not a ton, Royal Oak Animal Hospital has allowed us to let the Rosies park there, so they can kind of move directly over the thing. If we find out that it's much farther back, that police and fire are going to take up more space than that. Sergeant Tycho suggested possibly using the old saloon,
Okay.
which is a much wider thing, and the possibility of actually parking the float in that parking lot and then leaving a spot for them to pull out into the parade. It's pretty far down there, but we'll work around it. So after they do the drive-through, I'm going to talk to Steve about that also.
Okay.
And of course, the front of City Hall, we actually had met here the other day. So everybody kind of came up with a pretty good rough plan for the layout of City Hall. Right. So,
Cartoon drawing.
yep. So I'm going to share the screen now so you can see. So here we go. So can everybody see the screen here with the plan for Memorial Day Parade?
Yeah.
City Hall here. All right, so this is the front of City Hall. It's raised up. There's several steps that go up to it, and on the
Because I was trying to do two meetings at once.
Yes. Did you have your, it turned on maybe
No.
on your, or your phone? turned on your-
Oh, maybe.
all right, so this is the front of City Hall right here. We recommend that the podium actually go at the ground level, not up top here. That's going to allow for easier access for people to walk up, as well as Mr. Elvira actually sitting. Oops. Sorry, Eileen. So yeah, it'll allow for Mr. Elvira to be sitting right up to the side and the podium to be at the bottom of the stairs there. Right in front of the podium, we'll have the police honor guard doing the flag folding while the proclamation of Mr. Alvaro is being read. So that'll allow everything to sort of be kept at the ground level here. And right behind that, I like your idea of the staggered tents. So in Judy's diagram here, the tents are 10 by 10 and the parking spots are 10 by 20. So you can stagger these back and forth and back and forth to give people who are in need of shade or sitting down or maybe elderly or VIP or whatnot. It gives people the option to sit under these tents here or stand and watch, as well as so we can videotape the whole thing. The other thing too is it's by moving the podium down to the ground floor, we don't have to use the big long ramp all the way up to the top and the stairs down for the wreaths. What we can do is line people up off to the side here. I don't know if you guys can see the cursor when I move it around, but off to the side here, where the thing says U.S. Army, there's a little wreath next to it over here. That's where the people who are going to be laying the wreaths can be. And when we call them out, they can go around the corner and line up the wreaths in front of the flags. And obviously, like we said last time, at Burkhart, the Scouts will be raising and lowering the flag there. So the Scouts will be back in the audience area, except for the ones that will actually be doing the raising and lowering. And then, of course, off to the side here, where the U.S. Army logo is, that's where the Army band will be. And we also have a water station off to the side, sort of at the edge of the parking lot over here. I don't know how hot of a day it is. I can't imagine it's going to jump to the 80s by the end of the month. It seems like it's going to be pretty mild, so that'll be nice. Also, our rifle volley will be back here. There's a grassy knoll back here where our riflemen will be, and so sorry about that. And Mr. Sergeant Tyko had mentioned that they will be blocking off of the parking lot so that we won't have anybody either looky-loos or people just coming into park here or whatnot. We're not going to have people trying to get in or out. We'll have this whole thing to ourselves. And we will have people around on that morning. So, you know, people will be filtering in by themselves, but we're also going to be putting the word out that, that ceremonies will be held at this location. Again, this year it's going to be a fine line to say, this is where the ceremony is without saying, hey, everybody and your brother, come on and, you know, bring 15 people and, you know, pack them on in here. So it's going to be a sort of a verbal tightrope of saying where we are and not technically inviting everybody under the sun, but not turning them away if they want to join us. And of course, the one thing that I do want to carry over last time is actually doing a Facebook Live event of the ceremony itself, so that we can broadcast that to anybody who wants to see that.
I think if you scroll down, there's, I put some, well, that's how the windows are gonna look.
Ah,
So
yep.
for people that don't know,
Yep.
there's 6 windows in front of the building.
Yep. Oh, okay. So, yeah, it was, Judy had a wonderful idea about, since we're not in front of the memorial this year, one of the things that we can do is we have these 6 vertical windows in the front of City Hall. And so we got together the list of all the names that are on the memorial now, everything from Civil War up through the end of Vietnam and through, well, 1975 here. And the way they're going to be laid out is DPW doing the printing?
Yeah.
So DPW is actually making these big, bright white self-adhesive vinyl stickers that will go on the inside of these windows, essentially making each of the windows a temporary memorial vertical space. So each of the names that was on the memorial on stone will be present for the ceremony as this year. I mean, personally, I think that's it's the best we could possibly hope for in terms of sort of keeping the spirit of doing this in front of the memorial during a big changeover in the park and the location and everything like that. But I think it's you know, the layout that they did, given the names, I think is fitting, and I think it's a nice kind of send up.
And I think there's more.
Yep.
Scroll down.
And the other thing too is in front of these.
I think that shows the next, scroll down. I
Yep.
think I showed it.
So the A and the B section in the beginning of the front of this. So it's poppies and forget-me-nots, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so.
I-
Go on.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I like that. So who's providing the poppies and forget-me-nots?
The farmer's market, the Carol Schwingers working on it.
Yep, so Carol is organizing this. We have these big 48-inch, I think they're 48-inch, these sort of swags here with the bunting. And then, of course, we'll have these beautiful red and white flowers out front too. So now with that, with the bunting, with the podium there, and with the signs in the window, the actual stickers in the window, yeah, just from a visual standpoint, it's better than I could have asked for. I really didn't even think we were going to approach that. I thought we were going to end up doing much more with, and the honor guard will have the flags and the stanchions in the back here. That's our lovely guys back here. And I think Legion's going to do that.
I think so, yes.
So we'll have, flags on stanchions back here. Maybe we'll cover up the little drop box some way. But in terms of a nice visual, I think it's better than we probably could have even asked for. And of course, the flag raising ceremony will be over here, so it's not too much of a craning your neck to get over there and see. It's pretty close.
And I think there's just one more slide of where the areas are, various areas.
So so here is our little area for the rifle volley. The last parking spot in the area closest to the city hall without actually touching it is going to be our water table. Who's donating the water?
The city's buying the water, but the
Okay.
historical society is passing it out.
Next. So the historical society would be located right here, passing out the water. And of course, the Army band, they requested 30 chairs. I'm not exactly sure what the total is, but it's going to be a sizable band. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna listen to this call.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. All right, then, so the wreath drop-off area, so this is around the corner, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so like in past years, people will be laying wreaths, will be lined up here. Now that I think about it, should I do do we have emails or just phone numbers for everybody who usually does?
I think Eileen knows that. Not me.
Eileen, do you know if we have, for just the people that traditionally drop wreaths, do we have emails for everybody, or is it more usually just a phone conversation? Oh, can't hear you, you're muted.
Probably word of mouth, basically.
Yeah.
So the post.
Okay, so I think that on the list that Judy sent out, she just sent out like the names, but I think there are also email addresses on the Google Drive sheet.
Yep.
You have to put in an email address when you put in your application. Because I contacted my friend whose Daughters of the American Revolution, but is another person that actually does the wreath laying, and she was unaware that I had talked to Diane. So
Oh, okay.
we have to use the email address that's on the application that they
Got
sent.
Okay, so if that's the case, then I will put together a specific one just for the wreath players like I did for.
Yeah, Cynthia and I forgot about that. We were supposed to get together and make the list. So if you want to just send it around to both of us and make sure we have everybody.
I'll write it up and I'll put the graphic of where they're gonna be. And I'll send that to you guys for verification if you want to add anything.
Okay.
Make sure in your email to them that you let them know that we're at a different location.
Yes.
I'm always surprised that people don't know.
Yep,
We
yep,
used to be Hall even.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so I'll put together the email specifically for the wreath people. And if that's the case too, I've also put together I haven't sent it out yet. I put together a press release and want to reach out to the Oakland Press. And I've got somebody at the Tribune. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh. We should probably get something to them ASAP because their deadlines are like
Yep.
crazy.
Well,
We might have already missed like the opportunity to be in it because I think they only deliver every other week now.
Oh, okay.
So we got one like last week.
Well, I've got it written up and I'll
I can
I'll
tell
send it
you,
around. So.
I can tell you the Oakland Press already reached out to me
Oh.
and asked me what we got special going on. So They were doing like a roundup story of like where all the parades are.
I've had a couple other people from different locations go, oh, we canceled the parade. We're surprised you're still doing it. Like, well, we're doing it, and we're trying to be as considerate and safe as possible. And a lot of the places, like even the chaplain was like, yeah, Farmington Hills, they just like, forget it, we're not gonna do it this year.
So can we go over I don't know what you're, can we go over the parade lineup? Because I just have a
Yes.
few questions about that.
Here.
I think if you go.
By the way, that's pretty good.
Oh, thank you.
That fix everything. Yeah, fantastic.
Very well done.
So go to 2021. And then go to that, click on that lower box, just drop it here right in there, click on the spreadsheet, 2021.
Oh, there
There you go, it's not showing. And then there's a tab on the bottom that says 2021 lineup.
I have to look it up.
Yeah, you got to look, I don't know why it's not.
Here.
It should be down at the bottom, it should be the second tab. There you go.
You can do it.
I'm sorry, our internet here is so bad. Yep. There you go. See the 21 lineup by number all the way at the bottom?
Oh, there, it's coming in slowly but surely here. Go, there we go. Okay.
Is that-
2021 line.
Nope, that one. That's the one you want to click on.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the only question I have, we have our lineup genius guy, Willie. The Ancient Order of Hibernians. They called today. They want to be in the parade, Willie.
Oh, okay.
So I put them, are they a service club or a other?
They're connected with the Knights of Columbus. They're
Oh, okay.
Irish Catholic.
Okay,
So non-veteran,
so,
but.
so I know where they go, like, in the lineup. And then the only other question, the only thing I think I said in my email, there's like 3 exceptions to the rule. One is the Rosies are like out first, ahead of any sort of military. And then I had to move up Congressman Levin and Michael Bouchard because they have other parades they have to be in that day. So they're not like all the way to the front, but they're a little ahead of where they should be. And then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, my only question mark, somebody like last minute, they'll be the very last unit.
Yep.
And you can read their description. Yeah, that one.
Oh, Avixon LLC, a Royal Oak-based company, recently introduced a new line of clothing for kids and adults. Everyone remembers speaking to Eagle, hearing they listen to the text on Eagle post on Eagle share.
So I didn't know what to tell them. Like, I didn't know if I should send them a special email saying like, yeah, you can be in it, but don't
Yeah,
be
you
trying to
can't have
sell
your-
t-shirts.
Well, at that, you can, and, if they've got that on their shirts, then that kind of goes against our marketing thing. If the line of the shirts that they're promoting is what they're wearing, they're essentially wearing little billboards.
I mean, if they
So-
wore those and they carried flags, are they okay?
I don't know, because they've got their brand on their shirt. That would be like if the Moms Against excuse me, Moms Against Gun Violence folks, if they had their tagline and stuff like that on their shirt, would that be considered promotional material, or would that be?
Yeah. I mean, that's true for like St. Paul's Lutheran Church. For all I know, they're all wearing their t-shirts that say St. Paul Lutheran.
Well, I mean, they can say St. Paul Lutheran, but if it said, convert to Christianity on there, then it's a different story. So that's what I'm saying is there's a difference between the name of something and and your brand
And
and
the
your
message.
tagline. Yeah. Yes, Eileen.
Yeah, I just gonna say, I mean, the Optimist Club, we all wear our Optimist Club shirts, but we're a group. We're not marketing, but I mean, it's our group, but this is a different thing. You're exactly right. It's like putting a billboard up as you're walking.
Yeah, if you have something that says, Optimist Club, great. If you got a thing that says buy war bombs, no.
Yeah.
I mean, like one's a message and one's the title and whatnot. So if they were marching with the name of their company and on their shirts, and if they had their flags and they were marching specifically to honor the fallen from Royal Oak, great. We can't stop somebody from doing that because then we would have to kick out anybody who wasn't specifically an organization, like a Girl Scout troop or a band or something like that. But on the, yes, Ellie.
Yeah, Dave, didn't we say that like we told somebody if they're not like a regular service organization that we would have to see whatever they were going to, if they were going to bring a float or if they were going to bring, we needed to see it. Why don't we just reach out to them and say, this is not about, this is about the fallen, and then we're recognizing those that have sacrificed their lives. If you want, because they can wear like a red, white, and blue shirt, or they can wear, like you said, a shirt that has the name of their company, but
Yep.
that's it. And then really be, carrying flags or doing something that's for that purpose.
Yes. Yeah, so if they're wearing Addicts and t-shirts and they're, red, white, and blue, and they have the flags and everything like that, great. If they're promoting their latest line, like it sounds like they are, since they fit here, I can call them, if we've got their stuff on
Yeah,
file,
I
I can
do.
call them and,
I'll be the, because the other one that's just a little bit out there is Miss Oakland County. When you read what she wants us to say about her, it's just all about her.
oh, yeah.
It's not like anything about,
Yeah, Miss Oakland County is here to honor the.
Yeah, it's all
honor
about
the
like
fallen.
how to enter the pageant.
Yeah.
Got to be 17,
Hey, I mean,
25,
I mean,
and I'm fine with her being
I
here.
get
but
it,
it's
yeah.
due- I don't know what these.
yeah, we can trim that back in terms of what we're saying on TV and everything like that. We're not gonna talk about her and her things that she's done, that she's 17. Unless we say she's 17, much like many of the men that went off to war in World War II. So, yeah, no, I mean, people don't always know what to put, and it's going to be on us to sort of pare it back and make sure that.
Can you go through the rest of them? I mean, the rest of them are just, and everybody wanted to know about Camp Casey.
Yes, horses.
So they do have some people that walk behind them and pick up after the horses. And last year, I can't remember who was behind them. This year we have some Daisy troops behind them. So I was thinking about flipping the order and letting the Wahoo guys, because apparently last year a scouting group was behind Camp Casey.
And they're like,
And the girls were like freaking out.
We're supposed to carry shovels.
That's hard.
They found it very amusing. I said, was it messy or dirty? And they said, no, but the girls were freaking out.
yeah, they're staring at horse butts.
Horses.
If
horses
somebody's
are
going to
scary.
enjoy a horse butt, it's going to be the baseball club and not the little.
So I'm thinking I'm just gonna flip those two.
Yeah, I would flip 31 and 32.
But
Let
I
the
don't think
boys.
the men will be as offended at pooping horses as little girls.
No, they'll get a chuckle out of it. The girls will be kind of but no, I think flipping the 31 and 32 is probably a good idea.
And then I think that was pretty much it. And we are paying the drum messengers. They're like,
Yep.
I don't know. Okay, good.
And let's see, we've got Titans. I don't know how many. We have to find out how many.
There's 30 of them. I put the
I
numbers
see.
up there.
Sorry,
Up to the
my
side.
vision's bad. So 30, and so what we'll do. I haven't heard back from Tim yet. I'm trying to set up a Saturday Zoom call with him to get some of the information. And that's one of the things I did want to ask him is roughly how much square footage, linear footage do you usually allot for this many people? And once we start to have that formula, I think we'll be better off.
And the high school marching band is in.
Yeah, they're back.
They're back. They
Yep.
got permission to be in it, so that's really good news. And then I had one scouting group drop out because some of the parents were uncomfortable with the girls being in the parade, so.
Okay.
And let's see, Legacy Memorial.
The rest are service clubs. They're all people that have been.
Oh, volunteer fire. That's part of all that stuff. Okay, so based on what we talked about before is the brief lane, folks. I will make that a specific email. I'll send it to you, Eileen and Cynthia, to take a look at. But yeah, it looks like.
And then I create a PDF of this by unit number and
Yep.
by then alphabetically too.
Right.
Yes, yeah. So the by order number and then by alphabetical, so it's easier to find. So.
Those.
And we, We just need the number and the name.
All right, apart from that, I mean, that was all I had for the chair report. And
I think it's a good idea to go through Eileen's notes. She wrote down what everybody said they were gonna do. I think
yep,
let's just see
yeah,
what-
let's go back over that from here, so.
Which Cynthia and I forgot. I don't know where we were, but we both said we were gonna do that with the list of the service organizations. We talked about something else and we didn't talk about that.
Hold on a second.
Oh, I did hear from Arts Beats and Eats today, and they're gonna drop off the pop-up tents a couple days early. So we'll have them, so we don't have to worry, panic that, where are they?
So the
Where are
Art
they?
Beats and Eats, the 10x10s, the people usually have like a shop under, that's what's gonna be in the parking lot?
Yes,
Oh, perfect, those are good sizes.
yes.
All right.
So he's gonna go through their inventory and pick out the 10 best ones and drop them off here probably Friday.
This is Willie. I kind of have a question. I'm having a tough time really hearing with all the echoes, but has Mike Sherman and David London, have you talked to Ed Burkhardt about the flag raising? And he's with the color guard, so does he know where they're supposed to be for the ceremony?
Yes, I talked to Ed Saturday.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
All right, so yeah, I like Judy's suggestion. I've got the notes here from last, the May 4th one. What we had talked about doing was, let's see, wreaths. Cynthia and Eileen make a list of groups to lay wreaths. I will write out the text for that and get you the folks that you got to contact. The program, yeah, I had put together that one. I'll send that one around. Now that we have the chaplain on there, I think we're locked.
She's on this.
Yeah,
But we're not making a
we're not giving them out this year, but we are gonna have them internally so that they all know that you've got that thing there, so you can basically check through it on a day of. So we'll have that internally for us to sort of guide us on that day. But due to COVID, we're not gonna be, passing out 1,000 of those things. We always think of this. Not really. The only thing that I've been talking to both the speaker and the chaplain about, the one thing I kind of come back to, I said, look, we're all just happy to cut doors. I said, the only thing I can think of is we talked about sort of a women focus before on the other one, but like the one thing I said that, if we can hammer home anything, it's the one nation indivisible, that, we're all in this together. We all made it through the horrible year. And the idea of togetherness and unity being one community, one nation sort of thing, which isn't really a theme per se. I mean, it's a touch point, I guess. It's a red thread that you can weave through a speech, but it's not a theme overall. But you talked about I think you mentioned something about the women's group, but we've got our Rosies. Somebody had mentioned something about.
Willie did.
But no, shouldn't it be about the city of Roanoke, for instance, 100
Oh,
years?
yeah,
honor
yeah,
event.
yeah.
Yeah,
100 years. Honor
yeah,
event.
I brought that up to both of them. That it's been a century of Royal Oak that you can mark time by the years, or you can mark time by the number of names on that stone memorial.
Would you like me to write you some historical talking points, I don't know, 5 cool facts about
That'd be
where the
cool.
first
That'd be
parade
cool.
was and
That'd
who
be
was
good.
in it and stuff
One of
like
the
that?
first things I'm gonna do is have everybody take those windows and have them understand
Yes.
what's in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm glad that you'll kind of.
So I'm gonna just write you some
Yeah.
bulleted points, and you can just make them your own.
That'd be great.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so let's see, make the sign to go to the streets for okay, I can actually show you that one. I can't show much, but I can hold it up. Let's see, Wanda said she would be helping, but I think I still have.
Do we need help? Do we need help?
Well, I don't know.
On the
if
morning of.
I don't know. You guys tell me if you need help.
We usually have volunteers, but I'm so ragged on the morning of that I don't know if people are just sitting around, not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Because we invite a bunch of people and I run around like chicken with my head cut off and I don't know what anybody else is
Well,
doing.
you're gonna need help at the start of the point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the setting up and everything like that, we're gonna need people helping with the gators because we're gonna put those, the thing, we're gonna mark off space, we're gonna put the cones, preferably big cones on the little guys. And then we'll put our posts through those. I've got the flags on the metal stands. And also, I'm gonna need somebody's help on, that morning too, in decorating the, I mean, we're gonna do the
Yeah.
side by side thing, but we still have to rig up the, 6, flags and.
Will that be done down at the old saloon or?
Yeah, wherever that thing, whether it's out in front of the animal thing or whether it's by Eagle.
Eileen, did you work the start of the parade last year?
I'm sorry, did I what?
Did you work the start of the parade last year?
I did, yeah. So Wanda and I did the gator with getting everybody lined up.
Okay, so one of the things I heard from Wanda was last year you tried to meet people where they are, like, kind of like give them their information, like in their place, like people were supposed to know where to go and you guys.
Yeah, and they did.
That was like a disaster. She said
Yeah.
we need to go back to having a table where you come and you register and somebody tells you what to do.
Yeah.
Like we cannot count on people being in the right spot.
Yeah. So
Jessie,
basically
she said you
putting-
need to like basically say, you go there and point to it
I can bring like a table, and put it right there at Main and Lincoln.
Yeah.
You know, they used-
but.
they had 1 through 50, let's say. And when you registered, you got that number. And that's how your group got positioned.
And well, the flags we have are numbered, so that's why, we'll put, marking off those areas. So the TIM formula is kind of like how much space do you allot for different things? The fire department's gonna need more space than the police department. So, so using that thing where you actually mark off the feet.
I saw it's
and you
45
drop
feet. You're either 45 feet or 90 feet.
And then we put down put down a cone and you put in the flag. And so, yeah, the first thing we always did over coffee and bagel was basically drop cones and flags and then go back through and distribute. Oh, we usually distribute checks on that time, but I don't know if like we're gonna do that this year at the actual thing or what.
All the checks have been requested,
Okay,
as far as I know. I'm gonna double check on that.
Because
I
I
believe
think-
all the checks have been requested, so you should just have checks in hand that
okay.
day.
Yeah, usually they're on a clipboard. I've got the clipboards, I've got the magnetic Grand Marshal signs, and I've got the I've got the radios. Yes.
Dave, I'm gonna text you. I have 2 of the Grand Marshal signs and I'd like to just drop them off at your porch so that you have everything together.
Okay. Yeah, I'll shoot my address.
Okay, great. I can drop them off in the morning on my way out.
Okay. The one thing that so the
Are we meeting with him this week?
I'm waiting on a call back from him to see if we can do a Zoom call on Saturday. One more thing.
I mean, Wanda doesn't have to be in charge, but she is willing to be there that day. Like, I don't know what, like where we all need to be,
Well, I think that one of the things we can do, like I just made a note that we need to drop the cones 45 or 90 feet because you said that. We're talking about a registration table. We're talking about people for the float. So I think we just need to make a list of all the things we have to do in the morning, because that thing that Tim did early, he did it before we ever got there. Those cones were out.
Yeah, that was usually, I was at the break of dawn with him and his kid and we were dropping cones. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I
And
think
we
it's
got there at like
good
6, and he was already had them out.
I think it's good to have a checklist of everything that needs to be done.
Yep.
Don't forget.
Okay. I'll start working on the checklist from my notes. We can kind of keep that separate, but checklist. And then just shoot me an email or a text if you want something added to it.
Yeah.
And then I'll send it around for next week's meeting.
Like last time, I had the Scotty's Potties just put the porta potty right there in the gas station parking lot. So far enough away, it's not gross, but it's close enough to get there. And I think we only got one this year.
Yep.
I think we only had one in 2019. And did you say that we might be able to open the building?
For sure, this building can be open.
Yeah, okay, that's.
So we don't need toilets at this time.
Okay, got it. Yeah, apart from that, that was the list of notes that we had taken last time.
Okay.
David, will you be with us on the 31st?
I heard about 3 words out of that. Would you say again? I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Ask him if he's gonna be.
Are you gonna be joining us on the morning of 31st there, to help with, either lineup of, either
Sure.
helping with the lineup in the morning, or, we talked about last time, people that basically walk along with the parade going, more space, somebody is bunching up or sort of,
It matters not. You just tell me where you want me to be.
Okay, yeah, because I think we also need somebody kind of down here at the ceremony part, like making sure that everything is good to go.
yeah,
And we don't have to like leave the parade and then go set up a ceremony, because we had to do that one year.
yeah.
That
So-
was a nightmare.
So, yeah, I think that, if somebody can be here, at the ceremony, I think just make sure that the tents and everything is, where it's at. I generally kind of launch at the beginning of the parade, like right after, places and everything. So I'll probably be walking down near the Rosies. And then by the time I get to the ceremony, it's usually around 25 or something like that, 9:30. And then we kind of mill about until then, while the rest of the parade finishes. So I'll at least be here, half an hour early before the thing, but it will help if somebody's here.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say,
keep
if
it-
you wanna join the people at the start of the parade,
Yeah.
David and I can focus on the ceremony, that it's set up correctly,
Got
that,
Yeah, I like that. That would, it's, because once everybody's in place and once everybody has their location, there's not a lot of chaos getting that thing going.
yeah.
So I'm much more concerned about the ceremony itself.
Yeah, because this year we had the disadvantage that so many people are in the parade year after year, and it's been done the same way over and over, that we don't have to get too much direction. But this year we might have to give like a little bit of direction, because people are gonna be like, well, where are we supposed to be? Like, because it's different.
Yep.
So,
Hey, guys.
Yep.
In the past, Judy, you've had to do the talking, for the parade.
yeah, I don't have to do that this year.
Okay, so you're, okay.
So
I just want to make sure.
The one thing that I promised, the guy that is doing the parade announcing was that I would have for him a good list. Because we never have a good list of who's in the parade. It changes, some years it's like 2 people are different. Somebody doesn't show up, for example, and, you guys don't tell us that, hey, unit 45 was a no-show. And then we're like really confused as to what we're seeing. So I promise I get him a really good list. So I'm gonna have to at some point meet you at the start of the parade, get that good list, and then run it try to walk faster than the police cars driving to get to the announcer. But I do not have to stay with them the whole time. So that's huge. So that means that I'll be able to leave the parade early and go to the ceremony.
Yeah. The only other thing I could think of for the parade is, we talked a little bit about the people who are gonna have, the businesses that have tents kind of jutting out. I think you said that WROK on Third is not gonna be as obstructive as we thought it was gonna be, or?
We don't think so right now.
Okay,
And we don't anticipate that any construction fences are gonna be in the street either at this point.
good.
But I have to remind them every Thursday, they better not have anything in the street.
I think Tyco's drive through the city on Thursday will clear up a lot of that.
Okay.
And because it'll just be right there in front, like when you're driving the path, things will jump out of them. So I want to follow up with him after his tour on Thursday.
You know what I just realized is like something that we haven't thought about is I did get us a bus for transportation
Yep.
for the senior center. So are we gonna tell parade participants to, years ago, they used to sit in front of City Hall on Williams Street in that parking lot, and a van would come and take you to the front. Like, where should we tell people to park so that I can tell my senior bus driver person to be there to drive people to the start of the parade? Should I tell them to park at the 11 mile garage?
If it's open, yes, because
Or,
we used to have the fish mart, which is now medical center. Like we don't have the library, we don't have the one by City Hall with the police department. We're not allowed to park here at the police in the City Hall parking lot because that's blocked out.
So, you know, I'm just thinking, is there's the gated lot to the west of the farmer's market? We could send out an email and say, anybody that needs a ride to the start of the parade, they can park there and get a ride. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, and just say,
Well,
if
it's
you
Troy-
need, like, if you need as in, you're unable to walk to the start of the parade, because we only have one bus.
People with restrict,
If that's the
Yeah,
case, so we
yeah.
gotta, well, we gotta make a note of that because if, because I know they block out Troy, but if they're blocking out Troy, like basically right there, at the little entrance to the gated parking lot there, isn't that the same entrance
Well,
as
there's,
this parking lot?
I think there's an entrance off of what would be like Second Street, and then there's an entrance off of 11 Mile.
Well, there is now.
Yeah, there's an entrance off of 11 Mile, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know there was an entrance out there.
Yeah, it's only been there for, it hasn't been there forever, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
only there now.
Well, if there's one on 11 mile, then don't worry.
So I think we need to tell
Yeah.
people, like, if you are, what is the right word?
If you need transportation
If
to
you
the
need
farm.
help getting to the, whatever, we want to make it very clear that this is not to take
Yeah, if
you
you
and your
need
8-year-old
extra,
kid. You guys gotta walk.
if you need extra help, getting to the front of the parade due to, we'll word it nicely, so we're not
Yeah.
saying that you're disabled.
And then we'll tell them that where they can park, and there'll be a bus that will take them.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, so
So we'll tell those people that they have to, in exchange for getting a ride to the start of the parade, they have to be here early.
yeah.
They can't come last minute, because we won't have time. It's just a little bus.
Yeah, and the only, and like the Rosies and the handlers, we can accommodate down there because they're old. But everybody else is gonna be trucking it. You know, I don't want, I don't want scouts, you know.
Well, I'll work with you on that bus plan, and then we'll tell the drivers what we want them to do.
Okay. And the,
I think in the past, actually, I think when Carol Hennessy used to do it, she used to only offer the bus to like veterans or something, like she limited it. You know, it wasn't for everybody, it was just for, you know, like the Grand Marshal, veterans.
that never works out that way.
Yeah, it's everybody, yeah, people here are like, oh,
That's like,
this is
oh,
fun.
guys, like, you can't get out.
Yeah, right. It's-
So, one thing I do want to show is I come up with the signs that we print and put around the city. So I want to do something like this. Can you all see this? That will go on the sides of buildings and things like that, wherever people will be standing. We want to make sure that they maintain 6 feet distance. And I know there's a lot of glare here, but
Yeah, because I can't read. I was like, can you just read it? Because like we can't.
well,
Nothing.
it's a riff off of the old ones that we've had. I'll send it around, but we do have a sign that, because we had originally thought about doing signs that said, you know, in this location, 24 people can stand, in this location, 12. We can't do that. So we're just going to put it back on the attendees to please be generous with the space, you know, social distance, and please wear a mask while you're here. So I'll send this one around as well. I don't know if we have to run by legal or anything like that, but before we get printed, but I'm always open. Whenever I design something, I'm always open. It's always first drafting. So if there's, you know, oh, I think we should do this, or I don't like this wording, whatnot, you're not going to hurt my feelings by you know, giving me some constructive criticism to any of the stuff I design. I'm doing it in a vacuum for the most part. So, but I'll send that around for everybody else to see after our meeting here. Oh, also we're going to be doing designing like round social distancing stickers that will go in the parking lot out front here for the ceremony itself. And we should probably reach out to Mr. O'Meara about like once we've got the it's not looking out now. Once we have the flyer ready right now today, we should get we should probably contact him again, sort of let them know what's going on. I don't know that we tell them about the flag, but we obviously mentioned that, you know,
Yeah.
there's going to say something.
Yeah, and And I actually think we should make like a dozen of these or something.
I
Give
think
one to
so,
Mr.
too.
Elvira, the speaker.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna have.
Of course, our buddy John.
And you know,
Glenn
everybody
would
asks
be
me,
one.
like, man, people ask me, what am I do, what am I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Anybody who's got
Yeah.
a part of that lineup gets some of it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not that we're not gonna print any, we're just not gonna be, doing them by the bucket load and handing them out like
Yeah.
books up. So. Yeah, I can't think of anything else right now for the ceremony. Like I said, I'm gonna find out, get Tim on a Zoom call on Saturday to kind of go over his special sauce from the last couple of years. And in terms of the parade, I'm glad that, I'm very glad that Steve and the parade company guy, Paul Jersey, is gonna do that route. That's gonna make, it's gonna make me have a lot less anxiety about getting that thing through town. And when it comes time to do the decoration in the morning, it's not terribly, I designed it so it's not hard, but we will have to zip tie the 6 posts and the flags on there and clip those off so they look nice. I can shimmy up and do the, we're gonna be zip tying the bunting on with clear zip ties and clip those things off. But ideally, there's not much in the way of decoration other than putting the printed plastic stuff on the side, each side, and zip tying those things on. But it will take, I mean, it's going to take us a good 25, 30 minutes. So I'm hoping that they get that thing there no later than like 6:30 in the morning to give us some time to do that. So I'll need a helper. Yes, I mean.
Oh, I just don't want to forget to say, because I mentioned it to you, but I think we forgot to say at the last meeting that every year on my calendar, I contact Royal Oak Ford so we can hopefully get a vehicle, preferably a convertible. I did do that. And because of this whole chip issue, he told me that normally they have 550 cars. Right now, he has about 150 and none of which are convertibles. But he told me to contact him the week before. So I don't know if we want to reach out to some people that have convertibles or just saying we might have to just use a vehicle and not.
Doesn't Representative Ellis have a little Saturn Sky coupe thing that I know he's had. I'll reach out. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll reach out. I've also got a call into a couple, trying to get a hold of these Jeep groups is like pulling teeth. Like there's a couple Jeep groups that do have World War II era Willys, but man, I cannot get anybody to call me back on some of this.
No.
I'd rather have Mr. Elvira in something that
Something easier to get in. Yeah.
Like a Corvette's nice, but unless it's an old Corvette, those things have a 4-inch ground clearance, and they're kind of hard to get in and out of.
Yeah.
It might be easier for him to kind of go slide into an old school Jeep as opposed to. I don't want him climbing up into a big monster mountain climbing Jeep, but I also don't want him having to get down on the ground like a Lamborghini.
Yeah. I know George Gomez also has one. He has a convertible, so that's a possibility. I mean, I just wanted to kind of have an alternate something.
Cool. Yeah, I'd rather have too many than not enough. So we'll collaborate this week and make sure we nail down vehicles.
Okay, and I'm putting that down. So adding it to our list.
Excellent. Did anybody have anything else for the in terms of the unfinished business? What we had for parade? If we've got the by removing the review stand and moving the commissioners to Mesa, I think we open up that intersection for the float to make a wider turn. My only concern was that, too tight of a turn with a float that big and we jostled old women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be the news for, shaking an old woman off of a, so that was my only concern with the viewing stand in terms of the parade. Like I said last time, flyover itself will be at about 9:15, so it's 1,000 feet up. They're not going to be buzzing things. It's not going to be breaking glass or anything. They're going to be pretty quiet anyway in terms of flyovers. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. I also gave the flight plan to Sergeant Tykoff to run it by the police. I don't think they have a problem with that. But in terms of the parade itself, does anybody have any questions or comments or anything like that they'd like to throw out there for the, we some of the safety concerns I've had in the past, like the Jeeps that like to climb all over each other, me being nervous dad was always worried somebody was gonna launch into the crowd or whatnot. I don't know who handles it, whether it's Steve, but we should probably try to check some train schedules.
Are we crossing train tracks this year?
Yeah, because we go up Main, we cross the one thing by Lincoln, so I don't know.
Remember the train stops? The train has stopped in the middle of the parade before, stopped us.
Really? So.
It's through.
You're kidding me, I didn't know that.
So,
Yeah.
Think about, maybe we reach out, the next time we talk to Steve, we ask him about.
Well, I know you have to reach out to maybe national, because the Amtrak is 11 o'clock. Like, you can set the watch for
Yeah,
it.
so we'll be.
Going out,
Yeah.
coming back, the train is very, very late coming back from Chicago, but we're only the second stop going out, so it's always like right on time.
But yeah, that's the only other thing I can think of is because we cross the train tracks, I don't want to have an issue with that. Not least of which because I lost a friend on those train tracks years ago. So, back in the '90s. So yeah, I'm always a little nervous about that. If nobody else has anything that they want to throw out there for the parade, what about ceremony? Is there anything that that sort of has popped up in your head? Things that we might not have thought about? Things that in years past that we had talked about that we haven't addressed? Is there anybody that has any ideas about those that want to jump in?
I really think it's just about the changes that we're making to it, but the ceremony itself is pretty much the same.
Okay.
We're changing where it's at.
We don't really have a spot per se, but we say that the commissioners will kind of blend in with the rest of the crowd there. I mean, obviously the mayor comes up and whatnot, but we've got sort of a staging area off the side there, but he's the only one that gets up and speaks. I'll give the mayor a call to kind of get him a rundown on some of the changes.
No, he's way down. He's down. They're introducing the guests. He's after vacation. So we got pledge of allegiance, free national anthems, invocation of the mayor.
And Roger's singing something this year.
Oh, right, yeah, we gotta find out when we want to put that into.
So many people have asked what happened to him, and he's such a sweet.
He's probably going to sing early.
Yeah, that's right. Is that the best thing you can sing? I like that, yeah. That's kind of his, that's his Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's it, that's his number. So where on the regular line, yeah. So where on the regular lineup do you think would be a good spot to kind of slide in there? I don't want to put it right before, tax and something like that, but maybe before the last.
The last time we did this, in 2019, we had Royal Oak High School, God Bless America.
That might be a good swap out.
But after that, I've got flag raising by the Boy Scouts and then Burkhardt, then Lane and the Priest.
What do you think about having him sing while the wreath laying's going on? Or is that weird that he would sing and then be done because whatever song he's
Oh, I
singing?
think he's announcing people. so
Yeah, I have to
he
call.
can't-
Yeah, you gotta call.
he can't compete.
Right.
So I like the idea of swapping out Well Women God Bless America with Roger. I'm gonna make sure I got his the correct spelling before I make it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's RODGER.
Roger.
Yeah.
And he's with
Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah.
So the only other thing on here I see is the wreath laying, we've got Royal Oak Mayor Michael Pointer, it should be the city of Royal Oak.
Yeah, I mean, he's usually we could say the city of Berlin. He can do it. Obviously, here, but it's not his wreath. That's the city.
Yeah, we don't
That's-
say we don't name
Yeah,
ours like other these, we just say the organization. Like you never say, it doesn't say in there like Chief Cummins or Chief.
No,
Yeah,
only
Right.
one of the Royal Oak Mayor Michael Pointer.
Yeah, no, we don't, that's weird.
So,
So I'll talk to the mayor. I got talking about the proclamation.
and then the Army band's gonna be tapped, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. And matter of fact, the head guy there, he says that he's gonna be bugler for however many decades. And he's like, I may not be the same guy, yeah, I mean, he Arlington level, he's like, but it'll be a real bugle.
I'd like to see him do something before it, we're starting to gather after this.
He talks about, like, as people are kind of moving in, playing something.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, and, so I'll,
The case that we move.
yeah. So I'll talk to, 338, about,
And-
make sure that goes.
I'm so sorry, I forget, does Roger sing Arlington a cappella, or does he bring music with him? Like, does he
I
bring
think he just sings it from,
just sings it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I think too.
If he's gonna be out at the podium, I just wanna make sure that, we've got the same AV setup as in the past, where the podium is mic'd, and we've got the Paul sound
Yes.
speakers off to the side. I know we put in order for, the same AV setup before, but we've never done it here, so I don't know the wiring setup.
I already talked to Corey Reiser, our electrician,
Uh-huh.
and he is coming by City Hall to figure out if he needs to bring a generator or if he can just run a very long extension cord
Yeah,
from inside the building to the
if we can
podium.
avoid a generator, good.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
So, on the way out, we'll take a look for,
Oh, I know, there's definitely a plug in the lobby. Just depends on, I think you need like 100-foot extension cord or something. He really has one.
all right, so yeah, AV as well. But yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then a lot of the stuff that is that's sort of open now is sort of up in the air for things like drive-through, hearing back from the drive-through with
Oh, okay, I was like.
Not drive-through, like-
It's
not like
not
McDonald's. I'm not talking about that. But yeah, like the morning of, I like the idea of going back to that table, like actual table, somebody sitting there with a clipboard. I'll bring a fold out and set that up right there by the window. And that can be our, we'll have to have somebody volunteer to sit there.
I guess somebody wants to come, so.
Okay, great.
What time are you talking?
7. We'll live at 7. I mean, bring a coffee and, because people show up early and then sometimes people, slide in like, John's or WROK, at the last minute, so. But in terms of,
That table's gonna be down in Lincoln.
yeah, so we'll have it sort of, it's on the south side of the street, south of Lincoln, on the same side as the porta potty. People just sort of congregate right there. What is it? It's the bank, the Fifth Third, no.
Yeah, then you got the,
Yeah, Huntington's on one side and, yeah, it's Fifth Third on the other side. So for whatever reason, that corner right there, the sort of southeast corner is one that people can get access to.
back to G&I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
One thing Carol Hennessy used to always do that was really, really nice, is she used to send everybody like a list of marching orders. Like the city would get like a list of things from her that needed to be done. So I think those things are like good to have, just so that
on the
people make
morning
sure
of?
that, no, like a week before the parade would happen, she'd tell the city like,
Oh,
these are all
DPW.
these are all the
this,
things
yeah.
I
I
expect
need
you
this
to
many
do.
chairs, I need this,
She
yeah,
just
that's a
asked,
good
it's
idea.
told.
Yep.
So, and that was like really good because we had like a checklist that we knew she was counting on us.
Yep.
So I think
That's a good idea, that's.
Yeah.
Make a change.
Yeah, and give one to, I'll have one we'll have one at the start of the parade, we'll have one here at the ceremony. Anything else that we need to do?
Apart from that, do we have a roaming this year?
We do have a Romy in the parade this year, trying to figure out. No, it's not Jody, it's somebody else, but I gotta figure out where they're gonna be. A lot depends on the weather, because it's very hot.
Yeah, I only bring it up because Noah was roaming for, I think, 15 minutes one time. Weren't you, Noah?
Yeah, I'll see was.
Roaming the dog, and I think he almost passed it, so.
Yes, it's a terror.
Whoever-
Nobody's ever.
Yeah,
been
that was not the best time.
Yeah, nobody's ever been Romy twice.
So yeah, whoever wears the fur this year is gonna be, we're gonna have to hydrate them quite a bit.
Yeah.
So.
Who needs to lose 5 pounds of water?
It
I gotta
really-
It's like wearing a weighted onesie.
Yeah, wearing a fur onesie, yes. Yeah, apart from that, I think a lot of this is just, some things are still up in the air. A lot of things are still follow up, like the mayor, and I got another follow up with the speaker. I just talked to the chaplain today, and I'll be sending off examples of invocation, benediction in the past. Yeah, I personally, I think we're kind of right where we're supposed to be. And Eileen, I'll send you that the wreath information. You and
Yeah, I started making a list, so if you want to, I'll email you the list that I had started.
okay, cool.
I thought of one more thing.
Yes.
Does somebody have a box of shirts? Because we do have some new members that would need a shirt.
That's
I
right.
think I do have the volunteer shirts in my basement. I will check. I'm pretty sure I've got it. Let me make a check.
We have ours. Tim and I have mine here, ours here.
Volunteer shirts.
And then I think we're ready to go on to new business.
I think so.
I think that pretty much.
Do we have new business?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
we
was-
go with everything.
I have one. I told you I have one I wanted to bring up for new business.
Yep, so let's wrap up new business with Eileen.
Okay, so my son has agreed to take pictures again, but I was hoping that we might be able to give him some money this time. And I have to tell you, I texted him and said I was gonna do this, and he texted me back that said, that would be very kind, thank you.
So what is the going rate? We don't know.
You know what, I mean, I would say if we could do $100, that'd be great. If it's less, I think he'd be okay with that too.
Yeah, I think, given the fact that whenever he takes these things, like even on the new, the city website, his pictures are.
Yeah.
So
Use them all the
I think that would be nice, especially
I
given,
think that's fair.
given the fact that we tend to reuse his stuff over and over again. I think that's, and one of the things too that I really think that we make very certain is that when people do use his work to cite him, I mean, that's photographs by, I really think a byline is necessary at this level. I mean, not just, I mean, he's no longer, some kid running around with a camera. I mean, he is a photographer, and I'd like to see him.
Yeah.
Why don't we, if we've got the budget, or.
I'll make a motion to give them $100.
I'll second that.
All right, so motion to pay our photographer for the first time, $100. Let's start with Eileen.
Yes.
I thought Eileen was gonna say no.
I
Very funny.
There's a long pause there. All right.
know, I'm trying to write at the same time.
David, yay or nay?
Yay.
All right, hey Willie, what do you think? Yay or nay on $100?
Yay,
Excellent.
yay.
All right, Mike.
Yeah.
Judy.
Yes.
All right, then that's approved for paying our photographer for $100 for his services, and making a note that we every time his stuff is used, at least on ours, that we put a byline there, and that we recommend that when the city uses it, we also get the credits.
Thank you.
Yeah, because he does good work. We love him.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Does anybody else have any new business for ceremony? Anything that pops up? And like I said, you don't have to wait a week too. If you're sitting there with a tall glass of something on a Saturday, and you go, "Ooh, I forgot this one thing." Fire it off. I can always include those into the next chair report as well. You don't have to wait until the next time if inspiration strikes. All right, if that's the case and we don't have any more new business, then I get a motion to adjourn at 8:18.
Motion to adjourn.
Again, we have our first, a second from Mike. All right, Eileen, yay or nay?
Yes.
All right, David,
Yes.
Willie,
Yay.
there you go, Judy.
Yes.
All right, and Mike. Yep. All right. If that's the case, we are adjourned, and we will talk to everybody again at a bare minimum next week on Tuesday. But if anybody, like I said, if anybody has anything else in between there, feel free to shoot me an email. Also, when I hear back from Tim, if we can get some time from him on Tuesday, I will send around the Zoom information if anybody wants to jump on that call with me. And also, like I said, I'm dropping off the paint But Steve is going to be, we'll know quite a bit more after the Thursday drive around. We'll see. But if that's the case, thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to it this year. It's a breath of fresh air getting back to this. So.
Yep.
Have a great day,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
We hope to see you all here at City Hall with us.
I know.
soon.
Next time.
All right. See ya.
It's exciting now, isn't it?